All I'm saying is that it's one of the most dangerous weapons you can think of. I spent a lot of my childhood being worried about someone having one of these.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also named by a child.
Mm-hmm.
A bazooka?
Yeah, that's
the real name for the thing. A bazooka.
That is so destructive in nature.
It shoots a bomb like a missile, and it makes something blow up. And the sound that it makes is bazooka. And then the general was like, "God dang, what do you call that?" This one is the MP3 MPRJ 7025 missile rocket projectile launching
God
mechanism.
Dang it, Bazooka Joe, just give me a name for it that's nice and petite.
Well, it kind of sounds like this. So I guess we could call it Bazooka.
Wait a minute. Bazooka Joe, you think that we should call the bazooka by the name of the bazooka because it sounds like the bazooka?
That's why we call it Kleenex.
Yeah, and wet wipe. White.
And a Lego. Lego. When they click together, Lego.
Yeah, and of course, when I'm at work, I always got to plug in my hard drive. Let's see what else is in the room around me.
Scissors,
wet wipes, hard drives,
scissors, scissors,
scissors.
I mean, it's fairly simple to name things.
Yeah,
that's why it's always so weird when you're reading a book and it's like John
316.
The main character's name is John. You're like, that's what you came up with. I like to read a book where the main character has a name that is insane, and everyone around them doesn't have a insane name, and no one says anything like, "Oh, that's an interesting name."
Yeah, no, it's actually it's Saint Jimmy. But everyone else has got normal names like Skis Ball,
yeah,
Mallrat,
Liquid Head,
yeah, Toxic Avenger.
Here's a question for you, because this was something one time when I was just a wee lad.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not talking about a salad. Now, I'm talking about being a wee lad.
Yeah.
I was reading a book, and I was talking to some friends about the book. I was a young little soul, and I was like, God, I hate when they come up with a name that I can't pronounce. It's like, I want to be able to pronounce the name. And then one of the older kids that I was talking to was like, well, actually, isn't that kind of fun? Because you can literally say whatever you want. There's no one's telling you how to say it. So that's kind of fun. Maybe you should think of it that way. I was like, hey, you're right, Travis.
Not so fun when you're throwing it back in their face. Because how do you think Hermione would feel? How do you think Hermione would feel when you know that you're saying Ron, Harry, and then she's getting kind of the daft end of the stick?
Right.
But, names are kind of ethereal. It's tomato, potato, tomato.
Liberty bibbity.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Thank you.
And we almost did, ladies and gentlemen, because my good friend Joey here, he said there nothing else. He's like, look, Louis C.K. won the Grammy. All is right in the world. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yep, I walked out on stage with Slash and Kirkland on the drums and said, "And nothing else matters." And Kirkland is just back there, and Slash is like,
Yeah.
but no, it's a serious thing because I'll just put it this way. My
Uh-huh.
whole life, people have said you don't like much. You've been negative about so many things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
They said, why don't you just try to be positive? So finally, I am positive about
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
in a way that I've never been positive before. I've been, and
Mm-hmm.
this is just the Aesop's fable of it all. To be positive about something, and this one time that you're positive about something that's actually a negative, crazy. It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
They've been telling me to be positive my whole life. So now here I am. I've got the slip that says I am indeed positive,
Mm-hmm.
right? And no, we're not talking about anything specific.
No. Isn't it funny that Thomas Middleditch is on that show, Be Positive?
Yeah, I thought that was just something you made up because I was like, Landon's always making jokes, and
No. He was on the show, and he used to, in the trailers, ever since the news story came out that he's a dirty little sex boy, it's not really about him anymore, the show.
is he still on it?
I've never seen the show. I believe he's still on it because he went on Seth Meyers kind of recently. They didn't talk about it, you know. They talked about the show, and it was just kind of weird because all of the I thought he was the star of the show, but any trailers I've seen since then have minimized his role. But I think he is still on the show. Anyway,
Um,
I've never seen it and I never will.
that could be a. I mean, it could be sort of a Jeff Garland situation
Yeah, he's
where he is
CGI'd
supposed.
in.
To, yeah, he's supposed to be the main guy, but of course, because of certain things he has done, no one wants him on screen, so they have to CGI him in, which you don't want to do a lot of. You know,
No,
that can be
no.
costly to have someone basically to key someone in just so they can be like, Martha, you didn't go to school today.
And I think I'm gonna have to CGI Joey into the rest of the episodes of the podcast.
I'm doing fine, just fine, Clark.
Liberty bibbity.
You want to hear a funny? This might be the funniest. I don't know if it's an impression.
Okay.
This is one of the funniest impressions I can think of. You want to hear
Okay.
it?
Sure.
Hi, I'm Patrick.
Wow. I gotta be honest.
Because if you think about it,
Yeah,
it.
it is funny because it's so wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can throw a lot of people off guard. They probably thought I was going to say something else when I said, hi, I'm.
Right.
I subverted the expectation because of a certain blank brain that I have at this moment.
Right.
I sort of have something that's causing somewhat of a brain fog.
Yeah, and later in the show when we do our segment about our toes and feet, you will see that Joey has slightly curved and enlarged big toe. For reasons we can't necessarily say.
4 reasons that we can't necessarily say.
4 reasons for dating my teenage daughter.
1, you'll like her.
2,
hopefully she likes you.
3,
you got a big hog or car.
4,
you got a big hog. So, Landon, quick question.
Yeah, you were going to call me Chris? That's weird.
Motorcycles are hogs.
Yes.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I just wanted our viewers to think about that. You know what's really tripping me out? The way we've got this set up right now, I don't hear myself in my cans.
Oh.
So I feel like I'm just yelling at you. Because
your waveforms are just a big, bold line.
Thanks, brother. Your waveforms are mellow. You're just one of those guys that just has vibes.
Well, it's Good Vibes or Get Out.
You got cat.
GVGO.
That's right. We should
And
have another shirt that says lunch break, camp vibes only.
Camp Vibes.
Yeah.
Like Adam West Batman?
It's Adam West.
Or
No, just like, do you know the Life is Good stick figures?
oh yeah.
That kind of camp. So it's the Life is Good stick figure standing next to a tent that has a brick chimney coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nylon tent with a brick chimney coming out of it with smoke.
Yeah.
And it says lunch break, camp vibes only.
Yeah, I think we might have to put that on the back burner just because the shirts are already kind of expensive, and once you get into the Life is Good branding, that's already immediately like $60 for a t-shirt, and you're like, it's $60 for a t-shirt of a stick figure saying Life is Good. It's a whole store. It's full of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Vineyard Vines.
Yeah.
The store is just a whale that they poorly dress up, and it's like $85 for a t-shirt.
Some of this stuff, I don't get it. Or it's like the Lacoste polo with the alligator.
Yeah, it's got the alligator. And
remember Sacha Baron Cohen's hilarious character?
Mm-hmm.
The
alligator. Yeah. And he says booyakash.
There's another thing that was named after the noise that it makes.
Mm-hmm.
The alligator.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to do it?
No. Just pointing it out.
Probably in these trying times, probably best that we don't.
So
we can observe it, just carry on.
Right.
That's what we have to do with most things. I can't think of anything significant that's happened lately.
No, well, nothing big. There's like nothing the week before, and then this week was the Grammys, and of course Kanye West and his good friend and one of Joey's favorite artists, Marilyn Manson, who is steeped in allegations and lawsuits for.
It's kind of just his. That's kind of his.
They won that Grammy, so.
But he's just doing a character.
Right, of course. That's how we get away with doing everything we do.
Let's not get into
It's just a performance art piece.
Marilyn Manson's creepy because people like that he's creepy.
Even his girlfriend.
People that are friends with Marilyn Manson know that's the way he's going to act because that's the way that the fans want him to act. He's not going to do it out of malice or ill contempt. He's going to do it because the fans want him to act that way and they like that he's dark and spooky. He does the creepiest version of the Nightmare Before Christmas song I've ever heard. That's how you know that a man is truly in the dark, deep depth with the devil.
Yes.
Welcome, children, every age. Wouldn't you like to see something strange? That guy's scary. He just did the Disney song.
It's the funniest thing ever because he's not.
Halloween. Well, he's got the contacts.
I guess he is in the way that like he did those bad things. So he is scary to some people.
I guess I feel like he went on tour a couple years ago or something where he like something fell on him. And then he had to perform with crutches. Like it's just an old man
what has he done anything? What has he done? Like what's his good that's good. That's his best album. You never hear anything about what he actually does. It's just like the rumor. Maybe about it was not a rumor.
His McRib.
Yes, he took his McRib out so that he could ride his own motorcycle. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you know what I'm talking about from something that we said earlier.
That's the kind of. That's the kind of stuff that Landon can do quick. Because right now I'm in sort of a San Francisco state of mind, if you will. I sort of left my bread there, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's always foggy there, and that's how my brain is. If you could piece those together, maybe you could understand as much as, even though we've never missed a show,
No, and we
you can see
never will.
no, and it's not our fault that some weeks are slower than others. So people are like, did they even talk about anything last week? We probably did. I mean, we did. There's just nothing of note to talk about.
Yes, of course.
And this week, of course, it's just I gotta push through and do. I just gotta do it for the fans.
For the fans, yeah.
That's why we talk about. I don't know. There might be something out there. I know the shirts are expensive, but if we could have a shirt that says something about, I removed my McRib for this, and all I got to do was ride my own motorcycle.
Okay, write that down.
Okay,
That one's
I'm
too
not
good.
going to, but we'll remember it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll go back and look it up. Yeah, so that's Marilyn Manson. There's this other thing. I came across this guy on the internet that basically just looks like Marilyn Manson. But he's dressed up. He's got like 12-inch. That's a whole foot. 12-inch heels on, like big leather boots. He's in a black leather gimp corset outfit. He's got hair that's like big tentacles, and he's all made up with white makeup and dark black rings around his eyes. And what he does is he is just in a park, like standing on a picnic table, singing a Katy Perry song. You're like, what? These aren't. This is so dissimilar. And is that what it's supposed to be? Is that the little joke and the quirk? Or is this truly a freako?
Landon, just the very fact that this man's name is Marilyn Manson. I mean, to smash together something of such darkness and such beauty.
No, but I'm talking about someone else.
Yeah, Phil Spector. I know. You said guy, big crazy hair. He stands on the park bench. I get it. Wall of sound, whatever you want to say. It makes no difference to me between these two music legends, Phil Spector, Marilyn Manson, like you were talking about. I wish them both probably the best of luck that they can have at this point. One being dead and in the ground, one being accused of more heinous things than you can even shake a stick at.
Yeah.
I saw you trying out in the yard.
Criminy, criminy, cruminy.
More problems than you can shake a stick at. Just one of those sayings that if you stop and think about it, where do I start? What does it mean?
Well, frankly, we should probably start with lunch.
Landon?
If you feel like you can, like if you have an appetite, not that you wouldn't.
I mean, I definitely have an appetite. It's just I just wonder if it might be hard to give a rating on something that you can't taste. Landon, why don't you go first?
Well, I have an appetite for destruction. But in this case, I'm destructing. Yes. And that is the right word that I'm trying to say. The little goodie box of Italian treats.
Still, what a big goodie box. They're getting smaller, though.
This is, I know not what it is. This is a mystery. A little mystery bag. Oh, no.
You know not what it is, but...
It's a jelly.
Ugh.
It's a jelly with sugary topping on it.
I thought it was too small for a snack, but now that I see it, it's too big for what it is.
It's huge. Here we go.
It looks like gefilte fish. They don't really eat this in Italy.
They don't have this kind of candy there.
This is where they're starting to get on your last nerve.
Here's what I'll say. Too big. It is a nice taste. I do like the candy sugar on the outer rim. But It
Okay.
it's too big. It's too
What
big.
is it?
It's
What
not.
is it? Lemony? Snicket?
That's the thing. I can't even really taste it.
Uh
No, I actually think it's like a light pineapple.
oh. A light. Have you seen these ruby red pineapples at the store?
Uh-uh.
Pink pineapple.
Okay, write that down.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't actually quite place the taste. It's just jelly flavored. It's just a little jelly.
Interesting.
It's pretty good though, I gotta say. I wasn't looking forward to it. I'm not a candy guy. I'm a chocolate guy. You know this.
Yeah, but you couldn't feel that? Like when you picked it up, you couldn't feel that this
Kind of
is
hard.
not a hard jelly with little to no taste. It's one of those depression era snacks where it's like, why are we still eating this? We can move on from this recipe.
It's like the old granny sort of candy tin where
Hmm.
they're all shaped like the fruit that they're supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
None of them are wrapped. They're just floating around in
And
a.
they in a dust.
Mhm.
There's some sort of gray coating on all of
But I
them.
actually like this a lot.
Yeah, I like them too. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I really just stuck my hand in there and grabbed one. You know, they're just sitting open for
Oh, absolutely.
who knows how long.
But I like them. But now in this era of hygiene is more important for some reason.
Mm.
I'm not really sure what that is about, but I do know that it has, become more of a concern for some people. It does make you think. You kind of look back and you say, "I did what in the public bathroom?
Yeah, yeah.
I ate what from the Sam's Club
Mm,
out of the
mhm.
little in the tin."
Uh-huh.
And the
Uh-huh.
guy who's making little weenies,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "You want one?" And he
Uh-huh.
puts it in a little paper cup,
Uh-huh.
and you grab one, and then you come back a little bit later and act like you didn't taste it before.
I one time I worked at a place where there was some curdled milk from the night before, and the
I love
person
that
that
movie.
the person that I worked with took she was doing something with the curdled milk, not really sure. So I was up front of house, and I was just
Oh,
reading a book because it was slow.
uh,
And all of a sudden, I turned and she was standing right next to me, and she's holding up a cup of something with a spoon, and I was like, and she's holding it up to me, and I was like, what? And she says, I made yogurt out of the curdled milk. And she ate some, and she goes,
yeah,
try it. And I
you
was
tried it.
like, I'm never, ever, ever going to try it in the future because of what happens with health.
Right.
Then I took a big spoonful.
Mm-hmm. And was it a loving spoonful?
Yeah, it was 11 spoonful. And then the next night, it was crazy because I was on the road with Mama Cass. And
uh,
that's what's
see,
crazy about
this is fun, isn't it? It kind of makes you feel better. And
it.
I'm not necessarily saying that you're feeling bad.
No, no, no. Oh, no, no. I'm not feeling bad. I'm
No.
feeling bad for the people that thought Coming to America was a good name for a movie. If you thought after the first year after this comes out, people are going to know what the hell we're talking about.
What'd you just look at? Joe just made too much eye contact with something on his ceiling, or
There's something on the wall that I thought was
There's
coming to
something on
get
the
me.
wall. Something.
I'm sorry, you were saying. What'd you give your snack?
I actually give this a point. Now, look, this is relative to other gummy jelly type flavored things.
Mm.
I give this a 0.8.
Wow, even though it has Little to no taste.
Here's why.
You're not a gummy guy.
I'm not a gummy guy. It has little to no taste. The texture was good. It was a little too thick. Here's what I'm saying. It was inoffensive.
Mm-hmm.
I could eat a couple of those and be okay. I'm not spitting it out. I'm not going, oh God, what the, yeah. I'm not doing that.
So it seems like panic room food to me.
Well,
You know
yeah.
those big vats of food they'll sell you? It's like 122 servings, and it's like meatball marinara,
Yeah.
Mama Cass's macaroni and cheese,
Yeah, I know.
buffalo sauce, and it's all for your little last 25 years.
Yeah, I get
This feels like that's in there.
vegetables.
Mix some water around and some clear something,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and you make these little bars. Okay.
What'd you eat? Okay, that does nothing.
I showed him something that looks a little strange.
He holds up a little sponge cake.
This is going to be fun, huh? This is a Japanese style
Whoa.
Sesame Mochi.
Whoa.
I've never had this before.
Is this a cold thing?
No, this is not the cold mochi. This is except for, I probably should put them in the fridge now because it says to eat very soon after opening.
Wow.
And there's like 6 in here. So,
well, you've always kind of been a bad boy as far as keeping food by food safety standards.
I might just leave it out just to see what happens. Just to
leave
see
it
if
on the counter.
I might get healthier if I. Not that I'm sick.
No.
So this is a mochi ball that's wrapped in sesame seeds, the white and the black variety, and inside there is, I believe, a sesame paste. Very hefty. Hefty.
I like sesame seeds.
This is a gummy treat to be sure as well.
Yeah, it did. It had a little more give than I was expecting to see while watching you eat.
So many sesame seeds.
That's a lot of sesame seeds.
It's like when you work at McDonald's,
Burger King,
and at the end of your shift at Wendy's, you tip the bread bag on its head because you've taken all the buns out, and you get all the loose sesame.
Mm-hmm.
Sesame, 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 sesame.
Never ever had a show like VeggieTales. That's where I was going.
This is good.
Hey, you know what that thing that you're holding reminds me of?
Hold on. Oh, sorry. You weren't supposed to see that.
It reminds me of a little earthworm named Jim. No. The mochi, it reminds me of the tooth man from that Channel Zero show.
It doesn't look,
and now it makes me sick and makes me want to throw up.
I hate that that's the image that they always show you when you try to log into Shudder.
Very sickening, isn't it?
It's the tooth guy. Go to shudder.com. I'm not going to spell it for you.
No.
But they show
SHITTER.
They show you 3 characters on the screen that they're most proud of. The one in the middle is disgusting.
Tooth man.
But if you go to shudder.com, Landon.
SHTTER.
Okay.
With an I in there.
/AOTKP.
Yes.
You're gonna get a code not from us.
No, but you will help out some of the nicest guys in Hollywood.
You're gonna help out basically the guys in Hollywood that make our show run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if it asks for a code, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to
give it a
usually
try.
Suffices or microphone.
Yeah.
You like a podcast, it's always a microphone with these people.
Yeah, that's usually it.
I
It's
get it. I'm not even using a microphone today. That's how
yeah.
crazy podcasts are.
You're one of the bad boys of podcasting too.
I have to be. If not me, who? Who's the James Dean? Who's the Jesse James of West Coast Choppers, if not me?
Right.
Something to think about. I
What?
give this
Yeah.
zero point 0.7.
Wow. Wow.
It's sweet but savory.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I mean, I still have COVID, but it's a pretty good treat. Not that I have COVID.
No,
I just mean if I did.
it would still be pretty good.
Put it this way, if I did, which I do, the snack would still be good. But that's I don't have that problem.
The paste inside is sesame.
It's a sesame paste.
Interesting.
It's kind
Yeah,
of nutty.
I might have to find that. I might have to try it.
Be careful. It's kind of like freaking. Be careful. It's
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Be
It's kind of
careful.
like
It's kind of like Jerry Lewis. It's a little nutty.
there we go.
Whew.
He finally pulled it out of his brain fog. Okay, look, here's the deal. As we all know, we do have to talk about what we watched.
Yeah.
So,
Unfortunately for you all.
did you watch anything? I know that you've been sitting on your keister for a few days for no
Yeah.
other reason than just because you want to and you're a lazy bum.
And you'd think because I was on my keister so long that I would, of course, watch more movies. But I watched one, Landon, that scared me to the brink of my seat. It was called Prince of Darkness,
Oh,
the John Carpenter movie film.
it was so
Uh,
scary that it scared your pants off.
no, that was a joke. Not
Oh.
that scary. It is about the anti-god that is goo in a vat, and Alice Cooper shows up at one point.
That's cool.
Check it out.
All these movies are uh I don't want to say stupid, but they sound bad.
This one is definitely an interesting one. Can I say that?
Well,
To
if I were any college professor and you said that to me and then asked, "Can I say that?" I would say, "No.
right.
You can't just say it's interesting."
That's how
But
I
I'm
got
not.
through
I'm
most
your
of
friend.
college.
Hmm?
That's how I got through most of college.
Yeah.
Teacher would say, Joey, what was your take on the reading today of Barsophocles when he impales Jarbanabas? And I said, to be honest, that one stuck with me. It was really interesting. And he goes, very good, Mr. Roberta. Very good indeed. A plus. And I said, A plus what? And he says, A plus K. And then he goes on this big rant about the ranch and how only someone like Ashton Kutcher could keep a show going like that long, and how good of a guy he is. And don't you know that he's from Iowa? And isn't that special? And
Yeah.
isn't that interesting? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Doc, are you the My Pillow guy? Because you're putting me to sleep.
I love that.
I saw a new My Pillow ad, and I'm really worried about the guy. He's sitting at his desk, and I got worried that I was watching a show that had a My Pillow ad.
Yeah.
And he's like, my friends and colleagues, the mainstream media is trying to block me and My Pillow sales. I come to you because I have made even a better pillow, and I'm going to give you an even specialer rate because it is imperative that you buy this to help the country. Like, he was really going after the fact that he's being attacked for his pillows. And I was like, I don't think it's the pillows.
How well, first I will say that anytime I go to the local Well, I guess it's not really local. I think it's a regional chain, but the sort of farm and
Fleet.
do- dog food. I don't know. We get our dog food there. Anyway, you walk in, and they always have the sale items up front,
Hmm.
and the pillows, the My Pillows, are always up there on sale. They're trying to get rid of these things. No one's buying them.
Are they on sale though, or has he just been pulling the Kohl's card, which is the price that you see on the package is that's
Yeah,
never the price.
yeah. I
You
mean, that could be.
the pillow's never $120. It can never be half off for that long.
Well, that's true, of course. What you're saying there,
Mm.
because I think even the commercials, at least back when I used to watch the type of show that would have a My Pillow commercial, but I put away childish things.
Uh,
Sounds like some of us still are holding on. But I would see, and he'd be like, "These pillows are MSRP at $150 each, but if you call now, you can get 2 for 40." You're like, okay, so that's just a normal pillow. What you have
yeah,
there, my friend? And
two
you're,
for 40. I mean, you've got a pillow that's even maybe a little less. I mean,
oh,
it's
hey,
crazy to me how
Mister Pillow
no, but
Man,
look, I've recently been on what I would call the
bed rest.
no wait uh uh I've been on the pillow hunt.
Yeah,
I believe I found one. I don't know if I found exactly what I'm looking for, but
is it one of those bamboo ones that's hard and soft?
it's a it's a gel. Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
it's like Landon's food.
Yeah.
It's like this mochi that I'm noshing on. But pillows are either $10 or they're
Right.
like $80.
Yeah.
And you buy an $80 pillow and it's not good. I did that. I bought, what did I get? Did I get the Casper pillow maybe? It was a pillow within a pillow.
Oh no no
There's a
no.
pillow and you put it in another pillow and you sleep on a pillow. And I said this has got to be it. This is the ultimate. The pillow keeps the shape of the pillow, but it
And
kept the
now.
shape too good. I
Oh.
was like sleeping at a 90-degree angle.
See, that's the issue. I always think I add a pillow and then
Hmm.
my neck hurts, and then I take a
Hmm.
pillow away and then my back hurts. And
Hmm.
you're like, what are we doing here? Can I just should I just sleep on the floor?
Hey, I've been doing that for the last couple nights, not for any particular reason. Just
Is it the
sometimes.
best sleep of your life?
No.
Oh. Well, sometimes occasionally we will sleep on not our bed,
Hmm.
and just to straighten ourselves out a little bit, we will have a little camp out in the living
Why don't you
room.
get a new mattress?
I don't, is it the mattress or is it just our failing bodies and the cancerous,
Hmm.
carcinogenic food that we put in that the big pharma tries to peddle as real
Yeah.
meat, and we're just sucking it up and it's killing our kids.
Hmm. Eat Globacell. Eat Globacells for breakfast and lunch and dinner. Eat
Mhm.
'em cold as cereal. Eat Globacell for lunch as a sandwich.
I think I'm getting I think my next mattress will be the what's the one that you can change the sleep number? I
You
think
want
I'm
the
gonna
sleep
have
number.
to. I'm gonna have to.
It seems like too much. I mean, you have to any mattress you have to plug in.
It's true. I have no idea how we would get it up the stairs.
It's got to
Put
be a
it.
million. It has to come in. Like, how do you? It can't be folded up.
Hey, I don't know, but I gotta say I'm saving up for something that's gonna be, because sometimes I want it soft and sometimes I want it hard. Do
How?
not isolate that. So it would be nice to have the option to say, okay, today I'm a 2. And then tomorrow I'm at 98. You
Today
know,
I'm a 2. But how does it work?
I can't
What's
explain.
it doing?
I can't explain science to you.
Is it heating up the cotton? It's got to. I think the way it works is it heats the cotton up so that it basically makes it soft because it's about to burn. And
Yeah.
then I think the higher the number is, the colder it gets, which hardens the cotton out. So you're sleeping on hard cotton.
Hey, actually, real quick, I do have to bring something up.
Yeah.
Remember how you didn't like insomnia cookies,
Hmm.
and then you brought some over for our big James Bond episode,
Yeah.
and then we do like insomnia cookies.
Hmm.
We had crumble cookies. Have
Hmm.
you had that yet?
No, I've seen it.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to introduce you to your best cookie in the city.
Wow. So this is when I go to. By the way, Prince of Darkness. 6.5.
Okay.
So everyone can put that on the Wikipedia. Let me just look up crumble cookie with my
Crumble cookie,
last.
new flavor every week. Nice big honker of a cookie. Nice and warm. You can get a little half pint of ice cream. A half pint. That's a perfect amount of ice cream to eat with your cookie. And you split it with your loved one, and
Hmm.
you just eat it in the car in complete silence, passing the cookie back and forth, passing the half pint back and forth, and you just keep looking at each other and you say, God, this is good.
Landon, tell me this.
Uh-huh.
I see 2 cookies on here that I would murder a person to try.
I'm gonna guess one, and I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you, and I'm gonna also tell you that it's the one that we had.
And I hope this is correct. Was it the waffle cookie?
Oh no!
You got the New York cheesecake
Oh
one?
no!
You
Those
got
are
the
new
berries
flavors.
and cream one?
Those are new flavors. I just
You
told
got
you they
dark
have new flavors
green.
every week.
So you got the classic pink sugar.
No, we got a coconut white chocolate chip.
Ah, that sounds good.
Is that not on there?
No, Landon.
See, new flavors every week.
This one is a waffle cookie smothered with maple syrup and a dollop of buttercream frosting.
Okay, I'd be getting that.
And then there's berries and cream, a tango of
I'd be
strawberries
getting
and
that.
blueberries topped with cool whipped cream and a smothering of blueberry jam. But you got the coconut
It was
ding dong.
coconut
Yeah.
flakes on top, nice, warm. It's got the perfect crunch texture on the outside, but soft on the inside. Oh my God, this cookie is so good.
How do these I would call them artists? How did they
Yeah,
come up with so many flavor?
so many flavors. I don't know. It's the Culver's conundrum, really.
Mm,
Except even Culver's like runs out of things. The other day, I drove past Culver's to see what the flavor of the day was. Well, that's not why I drove past. I drove past because it
sure.
was on the road that I was driving on.
Hey, just got to get out for a bit.
But I looked up and I saw the flavor of the day was like double dark chocolate, and the picture just showed chocolate ice cream. You can't
Yeah.
tell me don't what's that expression? Don't piss in my hand and tell me it's raining.
Yeah, in your hand. I would say all over your head, but
Head.
yeah, because what do they have that day that they don't have any other day?
That's the
Probably
other
nothing. It's
thing.
just chocolate custard because usually I think it's stuff that they have, right?
I think, yeah, can't you always just order it?
Like you can get the turtle or whatever. It's caramel and pecans,
Except
lemon.
the one that keeps getting away. We had it once and it was the best ice cream I've ever had. The blackberry crumble.
Hmm.
Oh my God, this was a good. It was
Well,
so good.
let me tell you about the berries and cream crumble cookie. Then,
Okay. Yeah, that's what. Yes, it's giving me blackberry crumble vibes, and I'm
yeah,
here for it, and
and
it's
there's
lit.
and there's actually no blackberries in it. It's kind of like the pumpkin spice latte, where people are like, "This actually doesn't have an entire pumpkin pureed in it. What am I even doing?" Idiot. Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. It's in the name.
It's in the
It's the
name.
spices.
It's not a pumpkin latte.
If you want a pumpkin latte, you could go stick your head in the dirt because that's what it's
Oh
going to taste
God!
like.
Oh God! Oh God! You said that on our show.
Shut up! Shut up!
What'd you watch? Wario.
Okay, well, look. I was, as you know, I was going through some of the Oscar movies.
Yeah.
And I'll have to check when the Oscars are on. Because I don't know. I think I'm running out of time.
It'll be good that I think if you can get to all of them before it.
I'm hoping I do.
Because I think like 1 year I remember I went and saw freaking 3 billboards outside of Dingleberry, Manhattan.
Yeah.
The day of I got it in the day of the Oscars. I don't want you to be in the same predicament.
Yeah, that might be. It's close, but hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, hopefully I should look that up. But anyway, maybe some other time. Not right now on the show. I'm not going to look up the Oscars.
No, I would try to check out. I have a really good feeling about, I think, like Coda. I would try to check that one out if you can.
You know, I've heard that it's pretty good.
I don't know if it'll win, but
yeah. Well, anyway, one of the noms is Free Guy, which was interesting to me. I didn't realize it was a nom, but this is Free Guy. It's the video game movie starring Ryan Reynolds.
For best movie?
No, not for best movie. It was for some, award that they probably won't televise.
Right. So sad.
But it was up for something. So anyway, and I've been meaning to watch this. It was on Disney Plus. It was added a month ago or something. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to watch it. I'm just going to do it. It's one of these movies that everyone was kind of surprised by when it first came out. They're like, hey, this is actually kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny and it has heart and it's kind of an interesting, because it's not like the same. It's not like Macbeth again. Like, oh, I got an idea. Let's make Macbeth. I'm gonna make it black and white. It's like, okay, Joel, or Ethan, whichever one of you idiot brothers decided to do that.
That's what happens. You step away from your creative partner, and look what happens. You just end up accidentally making a Shakespeare. Hey, I already did that. Hey, my guy. 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 They're all on set. They're all getting their puffy wigs on. Hey, my guy. I already did that. And he's like, oh, too late now.
Too late now. You can't do it anymore. You can't turn back after you. Well, you have all the sets built. Denzel's there, and he's like, to which to know what it is if you don't actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, what?
Wibbity wobbity woody.
That's Shakespeare for you, though.
Yeah, and so is Staircase. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. So you have COVID. So I watched Free Guy. I was expecting to really enjoy this movie. I didn't like it that much. Sorry. I'm sorry I didn't. It's The Matrix for dumb people.
Wow.
And I don't even remember The Matrix. I saw it when I was like 2 and I was like, this is stupid. I don't get it. And I'll never revisit it because I don't care. Because I'm not a big Keanu Reeves fan. As you know, this podcast is anti-Keanu Reeves.
Problem is, you saw Joey Pants get stabbed in the neck with the big needle, and you just threw up all over the place. I can't watch this movie no more.
Here's what is actually interesting about it.
Oh,
it posits a future in which artificial intelligence is actually not evil. Which that is the one thing that I was kind of intrigued by.
You're like, thank God.
Well, it's just interesting. Literally every other version of this movie is we have to shut down this game before the game takes us over.
Uh-huh.
But no, this was actually a pro AI.
Yeah, the dude is fun. The dude abides.
I give it a 7.
Wow.
But then I said, I'm kind of jonesing for another Reynolds pick. I don't mind the guy. I love Ryan Reynolds, in fact. So I'm gonna flip over onto Netflix and
Mm-hmm.
watch his other project that's out. This project entitled The Atom Project.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about this?
I saw that it was a Star Wars movie.
Is that a lightsaber? No, that's a lightsaber. Funny, because he also has a lightsaber in Free Guy.
He knows what his fans want from him to
Well,
be
it's
in Star Wars.
is that true?
No, I
This is the last guy on Earth I'd want in Star Wars.
don't.
Other than Taika Waititi, and I'm not getting my wish there. So, and funny enough, Taika Waititi shows up in Free Guy doing his
Wow.
thing, where he's like, "I'm like a total crazy boss guy." You're like, "Oh my god, get over it." No, I like the guy. I just like to also hate on him. What do you want from me?
That's the lunch break promise.
Yes.
If you are in the Atom Project after accidentally crash landing in 2022, okay, time traveling fighter pilot Adam Reeb teams up with a 12-year-old self for a mission to save. So he's meets up with himself.
Yes. It's a time travel movie. Ryan Reynolds meets up with a young Ryan Reynolds, played by some kid that I should look up because the kid did great.
Mm.
And this movie I liked a lot more than Free Guy. This movie's very fun and touching. Yes,
Um,
that's right. In the words of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, I touch myself or whatever.
Cheeseburger.
This movie,
hold on, I gotta shut my door. Sorry.
okay.
Creak. Okay, I'm back.
What is fun about this movie is that it uses, you know how Ryan Reynolds is to a lot of people quite annoying.
You mean in the way that he has found his shtick and he does the same thing in every
Yeah,
movie?
like
Yeah.
he'll say like, instead of like nice glasses, he'll say nice circles that help you see
Hmm.
or whatever. You know?
Yeah, that was good.
There's a great example of it in this movie where he calls someone's goatee a mouth mullet, and then his young version says, why wouldn't you just say his goatee?" And so the movie is it's pointing out that Ryan Reynolds is a specific type of way, and the young version of him is a motor mouth just like him, but he is actually getting beat up at school for being a wise guy. So it's turning the sort of Ryan Reynolds persona on its head and being like, yeah, it's annoying, but that's also why it's fun.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was a little smarter than I thought it was going to be, as far as using that dynamic between the young version and the old version. Now it, of course, it does some time travel stuff that you're like, can't we figure this out? How many time travel movies are we going to have where you just you got pick one? Does it affect the timeline or doesn't it?
Hmm.
Where can you meet your parents or can you not? What's going to happen? Are there actual big stakes for messing with things in the past or not? This movie isn't trying to be all that intellectual, so I wasn't worried about it. But
I hope
can't
you figure it out for your sake. It sounds like it's really messing with you.
can't you just, if you're going to do a time travel thing, isn't there a way to think about it before the movie's almost done and you're like, oh, Wait, all of the rules were just broken in one freaking swing.
You mean when they write it and take one extra pass over it?
Yes, just do that.
Just take one extra look at it. Send it to somebody. Say, hey, does this check out for you if we made this into a multi-million-dollar movie at Netflix?
And I don't even really care because I know there's always going to be a plot hole. You're doing time travel, yeah. As long as you're having fun with the concept, I think it's all right. And in this case, we had some fun. We had some touching moments, and I give this movie an 8.
Wow. Blasting away the competition today. That's great. That's a mix between crazy and great. That's great.
Wow. No, that's salt.
Okay, Landon.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I already brought up that series earlier. People only like when we bring things up once on the show.
That's true. I'm sorry to bring up Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Again, the movie that people wanted Ryan Reynolds to be in.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, I'd see a little like a set while the Jedi are still in power. He's a wise guy master. He gets killed in the first act.
Mm-hmm. He's in there just for the little cameo. He's like well, I can't think of the guy's name, but anyone out there that has seen a cameo before knows what we're getting at.
Sure.
The problem is that I think the main overarching thing to keep in mind here is just that I have COVID.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.